Hi everyone, it's Minotari's here, but you can call me Mino. Welcome on in. This is my makeup channel and I'm really excited to dive in and kind of revive this channel despite there only being one video. So if you're new here, which you probably are, welcome on in. I am a Twitch streamer, a cosplayer, a YouTuber, and I am very active on all of my platforms, so feel free to drop down into that description box and then come click on your preferred platform link and hang out with me offline. Hang out with me over there. Otherwise, stick around and hang out over here while I do some makeup. So today's theme is Terrifier, and I have been a huge fan of Terrifier as of late. I just discovered this franchise maybe like a week or so ago from filming this, and I'm really excited to do an Art the Clown makeup look and just kind of sit here and talk to you guys about my overall thoughts and opinions on the franchise and just kind of go from there. So let's get into it. But first, I currently have makeup on, so let's take that off real quick. So I'm gonna get my little handy dandy makeup remover. And yeah. So when I come back, my makeup will be off. Alright, now that my makeup is magically taken off, let's get into it. So, for starters, I think because Art the Clown has such dark eye makeup, I'm going to start with my eye makeup, which I normally do, but on occasion there's a time where I would start with my base instead. But for this look, we're going to start with the eyeshadow first and then work our way to the base, just because I don't want to deal with black falling out onto the white base of my Art the Clown makeup. So this is just inspired by Art the Clown, not going to be necessarily accurate to how he looks, so just an inspiration, but I think this will be fun. So let's get into some Terrifier while I start my makeup. For the black eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Fatally Yours Bailey Sarian palette from Melt Cosmetics, and I'm really excited about it. I love this palette so much. The black is fantastic. In fact, all of the eyeshadows in this palette are fantastic. I don't want to blind y'all guys, but look at how beautiful these colors are. It is so perfect for any gothy, grungy, fall kind of makeup look, if that's your thing. So, they're extremely pigmented, which is why I'm going to be using the black eyeshadow in this palette. But first, I'm going to take some concealer and put this on my eyelids just so that the eyeshadow has something to kind of grip onto, which is really nice for extremely pigmented eyeshadow looks or just kind of like more creative styled looks. I find that this works for me. I am by no means a professional makeup person. I just like makeup and I play with it a lot, and I'm constantly learning and trying new tricks and techniques and things like that. This is what works for me and keeping my eyeshadow lasting a little bit longer. So I just do a little dot and a little dot of my concealer and just kind of paint this all over my eyelid. Alrighty, so now that we got the base down, let's start with the eyeshadow. One of my friends recommended Terrifier to me, and I kind of put it off for a while. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it right away, and I don't know. It didn't really stand out to me initially, if I'm being totally honest. And so I kind of put it off, and then I also don't have a whole lot of time to just watch movies. So when I do kind of get into the mood for watching a movie, lately it's been kind of like wanting to watch something that's more, I don't know, cheesy romance, something that doesn't require a lot of attention. And then I one day decided, I'm kind of in the mood for horror movies. I think, I kind of go through phases with the type of movies that I'm into. And same with, TV shows and stuff. So, I'll go through, a cheesy drama, romance kind of phase, maybe comedy, lots of, fantasy, stuff like that, then horror, anime, K-dramas, stuff like that. And it just kind of cycles through, and, whatever phase I'm in is just what I'll start to watch. I used to watch horror movies all the time growing up, no matter the phase. It was I either watched anime or horror movies, and that's all I really cared about. And then as I got older, it was just kind of like, well, I'm not really in the mood for this, so I may not watch horror for like an entire year, kind of thing. And then suddenly out of nowhere, that being all said, the mood just kind of struck a few weeks ago, and I got into like this huge like craze for horror, which is fitting because it's October. So I started scrolling through Amazon Prime to just kind of see what horror movies were on Prime, and I saw that Terrifier was on there. And I was like, maybe now is the time I will check this out. It doesn't really, I don't think that it appeals to me, but, you know, let's give it a go. Let's see what this is all about. And I also knew that the third movie would be coming out soon, so I was like, well, if I end up liking it, then maybe I'll want to go see the third movie in theaters. And if not, then, you know, then I don't. And that's that. I'm gonna just quickly note that I don't care if the black eyeshadow is a little on the messy side because it's Art the Clown. It doesn't need to be super pretty, okay? But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of round out my entire eye with black eyeshadow. Pretty simple, honestly. All things considered, his look is kind of pretty simple. So I started watching the first Terrifier movie, and I was immediately drawn into this movie. It was so good. I really was starting to like kind of notice the filters and the tones and like just the colors that they chose in this film. That really stood out to me. And I really, really loved like the Saw vibes that it gave, and I'm not comparing it to Saw just for like how brutal like the killings were, but just the overall atmosphere and the coloration that they use remind me a lot of like the early days of Saw. And so I was like, this is really good. And I liked it so much that I was like, you know what, let's watch the second one because it's also on Amazon Prime. And so I decided to check out the second one, and also fell in love with that movie. And next thing I know, I am like so consumed by Terrifier content. And at this point in time, I had no idea about the Ninth Circle or All Hallows Eve. I kind of discovered this after watching the second movie. And I still haven't seen All Hallows Eve, but I did watch the Ninth Circle recently, which I was a little confused at first because it's in Spanish and it's like, it's on YouTube. And it's like this 11-minute horror short film. I thought that it was just like I knew it was, I like had heard that it was like a short film, but I didn't think it was like 11 minutes. For some reason, in my brain, I was thinking it was more like a 30-minute kind of movie. I don't know why, but I did. And then I found it on YouTube, and I was very confused because it's in Spanish, and you don't necessarily need to understand Spanish when watching it to understand what's happening, but fair warning, it came out so long ago. The footage that I saw on YouTube was extremely grainy, so it was kind of hard to, like, see what was going on at the same time. Like, you could kind of understand, but it's a little confusing. I will just say that. It's a little confusing. But it does introduce the clown. I don't know if Art was called Art the Clown at the time that the Ninth Circle was released, but I am truly amazed at how the Ninth Circle got Art the Clown's start, I guess Damien Leone's start, and here we are with Terrifier 3, like just going from that to that kind of thing is truly impressive. And this is coming from someone who has actually filmed a couple of horror short films, and if you're interested, you can go check them out on my other channel, my gaming channel. I have filmed a few horror short films, and I mean, who knows, maybe one day like they'll go somewhere. They're nowhere near as creative or clever as Terrifier or Art the Clown. I'm still pretty proud of what I've created, though. I will say that. And it was a two-man project. Just me and my friend working on this. So, all things considered, two people working on it, I'm pretty proud of what we made. But it's crazy to see how talented Damien Leone is. And I'm really happy for him. I really am. He has, like, single-handedly put slashers back into mainstream media, which is so cool. And I know a lot of people are like not really for that, but I like it. I am here for it. But I'm like super proud. As a horror fan, like I swear I came out the womb loving horror. It's always been one of my favorite genres. I'll do my absolute best to keep talking while doing my eyeliner. I don't know how these YouTubers manage to do their eyeliner while talking at the same time. That is a talent that I don't think I have, but we'll have to work on. I'm just gonna do my basic eyeliner. Like, I don't think it really needs eyeliner, but it feels weird to do my makeup and not have eyeliner, so we're gonna do the eyeliner. I'm just kind of like roughly drawing on my eyeliner, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care too much to make it super pretty, because this is not a super pretty character. Super pretty character. But killer, I guess, is also fitting too. That works. So while I'm doing my eyeliner, let me know down below which movie is your favorite out of the Terrifier series. One of my favorite things about the Terrifier movies is the colors that they choose. And like the horror movie references too. The first movie gave me so much like Saw vibes, like OG Saw. And then the second film gave me a lot of like Chucky vibes from the colors that they used. And I'm almost positive that that was like the inspiration for the second film. Not necessarily inspiration, but like they definitely utilize, yeah, I'll say inspiration. I think inspiration's the right word. They definitely like take a lot of inspo, I guess, or paid node to like some of the earlier slasher horrors. And I definitely was getting Chucky vibes with the second one. And then for the third movie, I don't want to say too much to like avoid spoilers, but maybe you'll pick up on it if you've seen The Shining. But there's definitely some references to The Shining, and I absolutely love The Shining. The Shining is like one of my all-time favorite horror movies, but it's also one of my favorite Stephen King books too. I will say I've never seen Doctor Sleep, and I never finished reading the book. I need to do that. So in terms of like references, I really do appreciate how the Terrifier franchise, like references and takes a lot of inspiration from previous horror films, but at the same time, there's so much originality in it, and I love that as well. I want to talk about Art the Clown specifically, and while I do that, I'm going to start working on my base. I'm going to be using my Mehron SFX makeup palette. It is water activated. I prefer water activated, but that's just a me preference. And I really, really like the Mehron brand. It's very good when it comes to like SFX makeup and stuff like that. So, and then I'm just gonna take like this sponge. It's a little dirty, but it's Art the Clown, so I don't care too much. I say dirty, it just has like some previous makeup on it, but it's not bad. So Art the Clown is such a unique killer, like out of like slasher films to me, because of how much personality he has. I feel like most slasher horror icons, like they wear masks, so like you don't really see their face, but even then there's like not much personality with their body language either. They are truly just kind of like there to just hack you up into little pieces, which I guess, and arguably would seem more scary. But then you have a killer like Art the Clown, who has so much personality that you almost want to be his friend. And then you later find out you don't want to be his friend, but he just has this very relatable or like intriguing personality that really captures your attention. And the actor who plays Art just does such a phenomenal job. And I don't know if anyone else really feels this way about Art, because I'm not trying to sound psychotic by any means. I really appreciate how, like, animated he is for someone who has 0 lines. His facial expressions, despite wearing, like, the whole getup and, like, having his face completely painted, is still so expressionable. And I like how no one is safe when Art is in the room. At first, when I was watching the Terrifier movies, I was thinking, like, okay, like, if a kid is on screen, the kid should, like, I think the kid will be safe. Like, I feel like he would spare the kid. And that seemed to kind of, sort of be, like, the ongoing situation. At least in the first movie. But then, you come to find out that, no, literally nobody is safe. I'm not trying to spoil too much of any of the movies, because I know that there's a lot of people who have not watched any of the Terrifier movies. And if you haven't, like, I'm really curious to know your opinions after you do watch them. If this video inspires you to go watch them, awesome, let me know, because I absolutely love these films, and I just want to, like, I want to connect to, like, with other fans who are just as obsessed with the Terrifier movies, honestly. I'm being totally honest. I'm gonna go ahead and take the white paint and just get the top of my eye. And it is smearing a little bit of the black eyeshadow, but I don't care. Again, this is not a pretty killer. Okay, something that I kind of want to do just a little bit is add just a tiny bit of foundation. Mostly just to kind of smooth out the face paint just a little bit. Okay, so now that I've done that, I have like these little tiny baby beauty. So I think I have one that I know I've used the white paint on. So I'm gonna use my little baby beauty blender to kind of get into like just the crevices of my face. Just to make sure everything is kind of covered and smooth. So yeah, I absolutely love how much personality Art has. Something else I really enjoy with the Terrifier movies is the music. The music is so good. I recently learned about dies irae, which is four notes that are played in a very specific order that will always 100% guarantee a chilling feeling going down your spine. It consistently across the board, these particular 4 notes called dies irae, I highly recommend that you look it up. In fact, I can even link a video down in the description explaining dies irae and how I learned about it, because I found a really cool YouTube video on it while I was trying to pick out music for my most recent horror short film that I made called Deadwalker. And so that's how I learned about it. And I keep noticing the usage of that in the Terrifier movies, but it's in like so many movies, not just like the Terrifier. It's like continuously used in horror, but also sad movies and like action-packed movies and thrillers and things like that, because it creates this sense of like something unsettling or something emotional is about to happen, something deep, something heavy, something dark. And it really, like, these 4 notes, it's insane. It's insane how much that it can drive the plot forward with just 4 musical notes. And when I was watching Terrifier 3, I really, really noticed it in one scene. And I was like, oh yeah, something is actually about to go down. And sure enough, something went down. So I'm curious to know if you are familiar with, like, the DS array. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. Like, what's a movie that immediately comes to mind when you hear those 4 notes? Because another movie for me would be Jaws, the Jaws theme song, in my opinion. Or not my opinion, but I guess, like, that's what I initially think of whenever I hear, like, the DSORE. I guess I don't say the theme song, but just, like, I think of Jaws. But it's, like, used in so many movies. And I never, like, it's one of those things that, like, you hear it everywhere you go, but you don't even know what you're hearing until someone brings it to your attention. If that makes sense. So I really enjoyed the music that they use in the Terrifier movies, and the continuous, like, use of the DSORE is fantastic. I'm gonna start just kind of bringing the white face paint down to my neck just a little bit. It's not as completely like full coverage, the white base, as art is, but I think that this is good enough. We are doing inspired makeup, not exact makeup, so I think this is overall pretty good for a base. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the eyes a little bit more and the eyebrows, and then we can kind of start to contour the face just a little bit. And I think that's the next approach I want to take. So I know, well, I don't know, I always struggle to draw on my eyes. Okay, looking at myself up close, I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. I don't have contacts in, so I can't really see what I'm doing. I can't really see what I'm doing. So, looking up close, I realize I kind of need to touch up the black eyeshadow just a little bit. So we're gonna do that real quick. Don't tell anyone my secret, okay? Well, I guess it's not really a secret. Don't expose me. Don't expose me. Something that really shocked me in the Terrifier movies was, it's more than just a slasher horror. And this is what I mean by, like, it brings slasher horror back to the forefront in pop culture, but it does more than just that. It's like it pays homage to the classics, like Scream and Halloween and Friday the 13th and things like that. But it brings its own originality, and what I mean by that is that there are supernatural things that happen, like phenomenon, I guess, that kind of happens in these films. There's also kind of like a touch of magic to it. You're dealing with, like, Valkyries and demons, and there's so much more mythological and theological lore to these films, and I love that. I'm so obsessed with films that make you kind of want to deep dive into theology and mythology. I eat that up, and I think, I'm not gonna lie, so Halloween has been my favorite horror franchise since I was, like, a kid, since I discovered the franchise as a kid. And I'm not gonna lie, I think the Terrifier movies are shaping up to be my new favorite horror franchise. I never thought anything would top Halloween for me, but here we are. Here we are. And a lot of that is because I love all the different themes, the filters, the imagery, the colors, the acting, the music, I mean, everything in Terrifier. And I'm so excited and curious to know what happens in at least the next movie. They said the 4th installment could wrap up the story of Art the Clown. It may be another, like, 2 to 3 movies. Damien's not quite sure. Per his tweets on Twitter is what I'm going off of. I'm curious to know how they wrap it up. So Art the Clown has like these little triangles kind of like on his face, so I'm just drawing that. I always struggle to draw underneath my eye. Does anyone else do that? I swear these like makeup influencers make drawing around like their under eye look so easy, but I'm like, my skin's so squishy. Like, how do they do that? Okay, not bad. Now we just have to do the other side. So, I want to talk a little bit, non-spoiler, about Terrifier 3. Because I am curious to know what you guys think, for those who have seen it. And what I'm about to say has been talked about on the internet, but I'm not going to name names. So, there is a character who has an offline or off-scene death. What I'm gonna do with my eyebrows, because Art has like these really arched eyebrows. I don't have the proper way to like color block my eyebrows, so what we're gonna do is just kind of accentuate them a little bit. And I'm gonna fill mine in so that they look like black. Fill them in with black eyeshadow. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of like draw out more of my eyeshadow than I normally would. So I was saying about the, sorry, I got a little distracted. The offline, or I keep saying offline, the off-scene death. A lot of people on the internet think that that person is who Art says they are, and that they died. Like that is them. But I'm curious to know, because in my opinion, I feel like personally with this character, Art would in fact kill them on screen. I'm not convinced that this is who Art says they are. And if they really did die off screen, then that kind of like upsets me a little bit, because in that case they deserved a better death, I guess. But I personally don't think that this character that dies off screen is actually dead. I think that Art is going to utilize this character for something else to come in a next movie, in a upcoming movie. And I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. If you've seen Terrifier 3, then you know exactly like who I'm talking about. And I'm curious to know if you guys think that this character is actually dead or not. Please do not say their name down in the comments. Just say, I think this character is still alive, or I think this character is in fact gone and they deserved better. Not that like I condone killing by any means, but like if you're gonna, this movie's so brutal and so gory, so I feel like they should have really just gone out with the off-screen death, like putting it on screen. But I don't know. I'm not convinced they're actually gone. They may not be them anymore, but I'm not convinced they are like dead, you know? I don't know. It's just my own speculation. And I thought that I'd just seen a lot of talk about that on the internet. I'm gonna start contouring a little bit on my face. And for that, I'm gonna use some grays. I'm not sure which gray yet. I guess like a slightly darker gray in my Jefree Star Cremation palette. I'm not the biggest fan of Jefree Star, but I really like this palette. Especially when it comes to gray eyeshadow. This is some of the best gray eyeshadow I own. So I'm just gonna kind of draw out the lines and then we'll like blend it out. Like Art has like such a snatched nose. Okay, so just gonna kind of blend this out a little bit. Very much a trust the process. So something else I'm kind of curious about with the Terrifier franchise that I am curious to know your thoughts on too is it seems like the movies kind of follow a little bit like holidays. And so the third one is around Christmas. Do you think the fourth movie is also going to involve a particular holiday? And if so, which holiday? Do you think they're going to do New Year's or Valentine's Day? I saw someone make like a joke meme of Art dressed as like as the Easter Bunny. And I kind of think that that would be fitting after how like sacrilegious the third movie is. I would not be surprised if they used Easter as a holiday. But, I don't know, what do you think? In terms of the holidays, I feel like I could see Valentine's Day in like a My Bloody Valentine kind of way. Could you imagine Art dressed up as Cupid? He could have like heart sunglasses, because Art's kind of like known a bit for having those quirky sunglasses. I feel like if you've made it this far, you're probably a fan of the franchise. So, what are some other horror franchises that you like? What other horror movies would you like to see be referenced in the Terrifier movies? It's crazy how much like a contour can like really just change and transform one's face. I know that the little like eye slits are supposed to be kind of like clown-like, but it honestly makes me think of The Crow. I never saw the Crow remake. I actually don't know if people liked it or disliked it. I feel like I've said pretty much everything I've wanted to really talk about for the Terrifier franchise. I feel like there's so much to discuss with these films. And I'm just sitting here like, I guess I'm just truly in awe with the artistic route and choices that were made to make these films. They truly deserve to be #1 in box office. Terrifier 3 does. And really putting Terrifier on the map. It's so cool to see an indie film reach so much mass success. I'm really, really happy for the actors, the directors, everyone who worked on this film. They did such a fantastic job. And I'm really, really... I love supporting locals and indie, like, brands and artists and things like that. So to see the underdog kind of come up on top and do so well, especially surpassing, like, a movie like Joker 2, I think speaks a lot of volume. And I just feel like... I feel like horror fans are like basically saying we are so back, because we truly are. We are so back right now. We are so back. But now I'm kind of curious, like, what other makeup looks would you like to see me do? I know that I'm kind of new to filming makeup videos, so hopefully with time things get better. I understand that this is very scuffed. So I'm going to be using the really dramatic eyelashes that you see on top. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't really like wearing fake eyelashes. Does anyone else kind of despise wearing fake lashes? I don't despise it, I guess, but like, I just don't know how girls do this like every single day. And I really commend them. There are like 2 things that like I wish I could just be comfortable with in my everyday day-to-day life, and I'm not, and that would be fake eyelashes and fake nails. Fake nails are so freaking cute. So cute. But as a gamer, it's just so hard to have the fake nails. But yeah, what other like makeup looks would you like to see me try and do? I'm really new to, like, the talking and doing makeup, so, like, would you prefer me to just do my makeup and not talk? Not ramble? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't always know what to say. Do you enjoy my rambling? Because I can definitely just sit here and yap away. Do y'all like the yap content? Let's, add the cute little dot on my nose. Okay. That. Now we can work on the lips. we'll just fill it in. So I'm going to be using the Curst Cosmetics black lipstick called Ritual. I absolutely love Curst Cosmetics. You can use my code Mino on their website for 10% off your order. If you're interested, I'll have that affiliate link down in the description. So Curst Cosmetics is a small business, woman-owned. And I absolutely love Curst Cosmetics. And I'm not just saying that because I am affiliated with them. Like, their products are so freaking good. One of the best out on the market. I live in Texas, and their makeup, like their foundation and just everything, the foundation, lipsticks, eyeshadows, all of it stays on during peak Texas heat. And if you've been to Texas in the summer, you know how hot it gets. And then I'm just adding this black lip gloss. It's really cool. This is it's Graverobber from Repo Genetic Opera. I don't know if we have any Repo fans in chat, but that is like one of my all-time favorite movies in general. I love Repo Genetic Opera. I got this off Etsy. It's called Goth Glossed. I don't know if the camera's gonna focus. There we go. And so yeah, it's called Graverobber. And I really like the lip glosses. I have Blind Mag, Zydrate, and Graverobber. So there's a red, a blue, and a black lip glosses. And I don't wear black lipstick that often, so I'm really excited to like be able to have a reason to use this. But I love it paired with the Curst Cosmetics lipstick. Love it a lot. All right, well, this is the makeup look. So I'm gonna just step away and add a couple more finishing touches, and then when we come back, we can check out my makeup look and just kind of conclude. So I will be right back. And now I am back with the finishing touches. I don't have a cute tiny little hat like Art does, but I do have this cute black witchy hat that I think more or less does the job. Added some cool little gloves here, and this is my Art the Clown inspired makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and with time, I'm hoping my videos get better. But I had a lot of fun making this. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. What do you guys think of the final look? What other characters would you like to see me do? What would you like to see out of my makeup channel? I can do some everyday, like, just makeup wear and things that I'm more familiar with. I am a cosplayer, so I'm always looking to challenge myself as well. And maybe we can do some fun makeup challenges on this channel as well. And I just said as well twice. Look, we're learning. So I appreciate you being here with me, and hopefully you stick around for the journey, and hopefully over time things do get better. If you like what you see, then be sure to subscribe. And again, I am a Twitch streamer, and you can come hang out with me over on Twitch. I'm also on Discord and very active on all social media platforms, which will all be linked down below. And if you're curious to know what products I used, I'll also include that in the description too. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you think. And I look forward to discussing all things Terrifier with you guys down in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye!